Good morning, I'm Jennifer Tomazik. Thanks so much for joining us for Racine and Me here this morning. Every girl deserves a great friend and a great role model, and there's an organization that's doing exactly that in Racine. Here to tell us about the Big Sisters of Greater Racine are Dodie and Marcy. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Seems like such a great organization, and Dodie, you're one of the founding members of this. Tell us a little bit about how this all started.
Well, it started almost 40 years ago, I believe, and some of us got a letter from Judge Algram in Racine asking us to meet in the courthouse with him. He had had many young, very young girls coming into court, and he was very concerned about that, and he thought if we started a Big Sister program that it might help in some way. And so we did. And there were about 12 or 14 of us at the court, and we just went out and went to work and started it and formed a board, and everybody had a job, and we got a tremendous amount of help from the social service department in Racine. In fact, some of them were on the board, and teachers. We had teachers that were on the board, and we were all very friendly, and we had a wonderful time. And when I look back, I wonder how we did it, but we did. We had to get advice from attorneys, and everybody gave us everything free.
Oh, that's
and
wonderful.
They were
that shows you the community support, right?
It was complete community support. And of course we needed publicity, so we got that. But we slowly got referrals. And they came, as Marcy said, from churches, from teachers, from the social service department. And all of a sudden we were up and running.
Tell me what some of the greatest needs were back then when you started it in 1968.
Well, greatest needs, I mean, when young kids are being brought into court, there are obviously needs, but the mothers couldn't spend as much time with children. They were all working, most of them were working mothers. And the children just needed a friend, and not a mother. I mean, we always stress that. We weren't taking the place of a mother in any way. And they had to see the youngster once a week, and they do all sorts of things together. Go to the movies, go to the mall, put on makeup,
all that fun stuff.
Things that girls do.
Right, that they should be able to do. Marcy, you're one of the current board members here now. So tell us a little bit about some of the Big Sisters that you have in the program.
Our Big Sisters are absolutely wonderful. They love their little sisters, and they work with them on so many different things. They will take them when they're older teenagers, for job interviews, and when they're younger, they take them, they bake cookies at home with them, and they're incredible volunteers. And it's so wonderful that our organization has stayed almost exactly the same as it was 40-some years ago.
The same values, the same goals.
Exactly. These women are not substitute moms. They're just adult friends. They are mentors and encouragers, and great listeners. And they offer to the little sister a friendship in an encouraging way. And it's great. It's wonderful.
And why do you think that there's such a need right now in the Racine community for your organization?
I think that there's always been a need. I think that what it is that there's a lot of single moms, and they work really hard, or there's families where the mom isn't there anymore. Maybe she's passed away. Maybe it's just a really large family, and it's a little girl who needs a little bit more attention, or a girl who's getting into trouble in school, and her mom needs, maybe thinks that she could benefit from another woman mentoring her or encouraging her in that aspect. So I think that, as a young girl, who doesn't need, who couldn't use an adult friend to encourage her, a cheerleader, you know what I mean, an adult cheerleader.
Right,
So.
and with this idea, I mean, keeping with the adult friends, these are probably people that you hope maybe they stay in contact even when they're both, maybe when the teen is too old for the organization anymore.
They do. They absolutely do. In fact, I think you'll probably be talking to a couple of big and little sister, where the little is now grown and a big sister of her own, and they do keep in contact with each other, and it's a lifelong friendship that they form.
That's so great, and it has to be encouraging to you, Dodie, to see how far your organization has come and sustained over all of these years.
It is. I can't believe it. The need is still there. If the need is there, you do it.
And are you still actively involved with the group?
I haven't been active, no.
But still to know that this group that you founded back in the late 60s is still thriving here in 2012. And the fact, too, that Marcy said that it really hasn't changed much.
No, it hasn't. And we didn't intend it to do that.
That's wonderful. And the women that are coming in and being bigs, what kind of age range are we talking about?
The women who are bigs, there are actually some high school students who are big sisters.
Okay.
I think that it's about 16. You have to have a driver's license because you have to be able to pick up the little sister and be able to do things with her. And there are a few cases where we have teenagers, but for the most part, they're all age ranges. It could be someone, a 20-year-old, not married, no kids, who's a big sister, or it could be, a 65-year-old grandmother of 10 who's a big sister. They come from all walks of life and, many different careers. And
what about the little sisters?
The little sisters are come into the program at ages 5 to 14, and again, they are from all over Racine County, and they get referred to our program by a lot, schools or churches or other people, parents sometimes, counselors, things like that.
Wonderful. Well, you have spoken so highly about all the bigs and the littles. We're going to take a quick break here this morning, but when we come back, we're going to introduce you to a very special pair of big and little. Stay with us.